At 9-20, we sit as the very worst team in baseball. Like, the worst. No one else is worse than us. But we're only 6 games out of a wildcard spot because it's so early in the season. Now, I am going to simulate through the month of May. But first, we gotta address some things. We have scored half as much as our opponent. Half. We are also the worst offense in all of baseball. So it probably goes without saying, our scouting is probably going to lean towards offense. We finished week 1 of May, well, the first 6 days of May, winning 4 out of our first 5 games, which is big as we beat a team like the San Diego Padres. We got a 3 RBI game on May 1st, picking up our first victory of the month of May. Jonathan India also contributed a run. Luke Mayo played catcher. Cesar went 7 2/3, 7 hits, 3 walks, only 1 strikeout though, which is a little disappointing. Hunter Green still is yet to see a win this year, losing on May 2nd, giving up 4 runs. He may want to leave before we ever become good, because if you're just going to keep pitching for a bad team, you might as well ask to be traded. Lodolo continues to lower his ERA. He is now down to a 1.61. Craziest thing about Lodolo's season is he's sandwiched between both the former AL Cy Young Award winner and the NL Cy Young Award winner, as Verlander has a 1.55, Alcantara has a 1.8, so we may be onto something here. Last week when we looked at Pierre Burrow for scouting, we didn't know he had secondary positions, and now we can see he can play both catcher, left field, and first base, so his versatility is definitely going to be utilized. Given his fielding, it might be at the very least below average, but we can work with that, whether he's at first or even in left field. His arm strength doesn't look like it's going to be that great, so I don't know if we really see him too much at either catcher or left field, to be dead honest with you, but if his bat plays, he'll play. Nothing else is going to change in scouting. We're still scouting the same 3 individuals we were last week. As far as week 2 of actual gameplay, we go 2-4, losing to the likes of the White Sox, the Mets, and the Marlins all each. We did pick up, the series victory against the Mets. Winning 4-3, losing 3-4, winning 6-3, which is kind of crazy for a team that talented. One of the victories versus the Mets, we got 3 RBIs. Literally all of our, actually, no, we lost this game. I'm bugging. We lost this. Damn. We got 3 RBIs from Jonathan India. That was it. Nobody else scored, sadly. And we ended up losing in extras. Despite getting 2 runs in the bottom half, we could not capitalize. And if you look at Lodolo's numbers, 8 hits given up, struck out 10. Another game in which he went basically almost the distance and our offense continues to crap the bed despite a good pitching performance. In the first game against Miami, we ended up losing 17-3. They absolutely just beat the snot out of us. Oh boy, Arias, who in literal real life as of the day of this recording, hit for the first cycle in Marlins history on April 11th. He drives in 4 runs, hits 3 more from Chisholm, 2 from Cooper, 3 from Sanchez. Basically everybody drove in a run but Wendell and Segura. Everybody got a hit, but Mr. Fortes, unfortunately, he dropped 20 hits on our head. Holy cow. No, we're bad, but this is ridiculous. I mean, we got multi-hit games from Steer, Fraley, and Lopez, who has finally gotten his average up over 200. But if we're going to keep getting smacked around like this is really going to be a long year. More than 3 runs given up by Farmer, Gabo, Overton, Weaver. Weaver's ERA is still only a 4.26, meaning this must have been the worst pitching matchup of the season for him. We know pretty much all we need to know about Dante Campbell. He's at the very worst going to be average potential-wise too. He could be a good pitcher. Granted, he is a reliever, so we're not expecting a ton out of him. Just do your job and get the hell out of there, almost like a kicker. Dominic Williams, He can be anywhere from a 71 to a 93. We're going to continue to scout him maybe another week before I remove him from the board. He does want a decent amount of money. Same goes for Pierre Burrow, and 1.8 million is not that bad. Before we get out of scouting, we are going to look at Franklin Wilkerson. As you can see, anywhere from a 70 to an 89 in potential. Stamina, very good. Hits per 9, he's got, at the very worst, got to be in the 60s, which is fine. I'm not asking for him to be completely unhittable. I just want you to be decent so that by the time you get to the majors, probably about 24, 25, if not sooner. As you can see, the strikeouts per 9 are going to range anywhere from okay to he can be spectacular in the future. His future numbers seem like he's going to be probably the next ace behind Green. We'll see. Yeah, I just like what I'm seeing at that velocity. Can get up to 98, 99. If, you know what I'm saying, if he's throwing the right pitches at that 98, 99, fastballs, maybe a slider at 98, 99 in terms of velocity, then I'll gladly take it. This guy can't be worse than being average, which I think we might be able to find him somewhere around our third pick. Hunter Green finally get his first victory. Nope, it's not going to happen. Damn. Will Myers is out for the rest of the season with a torn labrum, 6 months. Boy, we got to replace him. Replacing Myers, I'm going to go with Nick Plummer. I don't really have a bunch of options. I could sign somebody off the street. I don't want to do that, at least not till the offseason, just because, you know, teams don't usually do that in real life. But I think I'm going to call up Nick Plummer, as I don't really like any of the other options on this roster, which probably goes without saying. Matter of fact, I'll even show you. Jay Allen, I would love to call him up, but he's young. That's not a problem. He's not hitting that well, so no point in really calling him up. He's 20. He's got plenty of time to play at the majors. Worry about him later. Michael Ciani, he can field and he's got some speed. Wish his contact were better. Really, it all boils down to, yeah, I really don't like what we have. Justice Thomas is solid. The deep potential turns me off because deep potential players are pretty much destined to fail. Alan Cerda, again, another okay player. They can field. TJ Hopkins also can field, got some speed, got a little bit of bat, deep potential. Like, how much you have to be a beast in order to freaking overcome a deep potential, that is. Stuart Fairchild is an option. He does have more service time than Plummer. Maybe he really should be the move. That's probably, I don't know, we'll see. It'll be one of those two guys. Still not 100% sure. He's actually hitting 252 with 363 on base, which really ain't too bad given we kind of need somebody to get on. He's a righty, which, I mean, it's not, I'm not going to discriminate whether you right-handed or left-handed batting. It really doesn't matter that much for this team. We need any and all offense we can get. He does have some service time playing in 2022 and 2021. Again, we look at right field. Not a whole lot here. This guy is on fire. I think I'll call him up, and Fairchild will be the next outfielder to come up should somebody else get hurt. The game behind my cranium is the one we lost against Miami. Well, we ended up winning 4 out of 5 of the other matchups this week, including sweeping the Colorado Rockies. Now, listen, this is not the LA Dodgers, but I mean, it's good to get a season sweep. Am I right? Am I correct? Of course. We also took 1 game from the Yankees, but then proceeded to get smacked 15-0, as we probably should on a more regular basis against an offensive juggernaut. Ooh, boy. Recently scouted Franklin Wilkerson. Looks pretty damn good. At least his present numbers, I guess they're saying the max he could be in around the 50s or 60s range, which is fine for a 21-year-old. Potential anywhere from a low C, low mid C to about a mid B. Because I know 90 is the A potential, not 85. This isn't Diamond Dynasty where they gave 85s diamond range. That ain't the case, at least not in my opinion. I'm strength pretty good. We don't care about that. Strikeouts per 9. At very worst, he's going to be average 65. Maybe he's worse, depending on the scout. They can't figure things out, but I like this. I like what we got here. I have no issue drafting another pitcher, even if we do need offense. Keep runs off the board, get what we can, move on from there. Pierre Burrow and Dominic Williams were both removed because I feel like we know enough about them. I don't feel like I need to know 100%. what they are, who they are. Interest is, I mean, listen, it's nice to get the interest into the 40s, but if we got a lot of money to play with, I'll just crank up how much we pay him. Franklin Wilkerson moves to number 1 in interest, or number 1 in priority, because I want to get that interest up. I very well might take him with the supplementary pick. Remember, we have 2 first rounders, one of them being the complimentary round A pick. I don't remember who the hell we lost in free agency, because I didn't really think as to who the Reds lost in free agency that it mattered that much, but whatever. Damn. Christopher Vernon is one of the outfielders I'm going to be looking at. He could be up to a 99 potential. We'll really see how that plays out. Again, given the injury to Myers, and Myers I think is on a 1-year deal, I'm not really expecting to bring him back, and let's be real, Vernon is probably not playing year 1. And behind my head, I do want Manny Olivares to just find some new prospects. He's not very good at anything. If our budget is up enough, he's gone after this year just because his talent isn't really that great. Unfortunately, scouts and coaches don't get better in this game. They kind of just are. They are what they are, almost as if they can't learn to get better at what they do. Ah, damn it. Now Jonathan India's out for 1 to 2 months with some damaged knee cartilage. We'll throw him on the IL. We got to figure out who's going to replace him. Chad Pinder has the MLB experience, but he only really hits lefties. He's got good fielding, and he would be positionally versatile. I'm not calling him up. Evan Johnson, switch hitter. Very durable. Behind my head is an 84, but he's also out with an injury to an ankle. Quincy McAfee plays, again, a lot of positional versatility. Very good fielder. Not much of a hitter. He's okay. He's 25. Decent speed. Francisco Baez also has some positional versatility. I love the fact these guys have positional versatility. It would just be nice if somebody had some offense behind them. Is it time to call Ellie up? Switch hitter, 72 overall, a potential, can play second. Are we just going to call him up and let him rock out? He is a rookie, or he will be a rookie. Isn't that much time. I do have other guys I could look at. Kevin Newman could move to second. Unfortunately, Ellie's not hitting that well in AAA. This may seem like a strange or probably unpopular move. I'm going to call up Francisco Baez. He's solid around and batting .345 this season. 404 on base, 486 slugging. I know it's not the most popular of moves. This is my franchise, damn it, I'm going to do it. Scouting has been completed on Franklin Wilkerson. He's going to be anywhere between a C and a B, which is honestly good. His overall, though, might be a high D, mid, high C, which is perfectly fine for a guy that is projected to be around, I want to say that it's like the early 2nd round, maybe 3rd round, which, hey, I will take all of this as this if this is what he is. If we find him in the 3rd round, or again, that complimentary round, I will gladly take him. So we have the 7 and 37 picks. Christopher Vernon, okay, that potential hasn't dropped too much. Very speedy, looks like he's probably going to be really fast. Has positional versatility, playing all outfield positions. He is a pull hitter, which I'm not too concerned by. And his interest is now above 50%, which means if I draft him, I could sign him at 50. Is he going to take it? Probably not. But let's look at this dude. Only found one. You found one player. I mean, listen, I know we're in the middle of the cornfields in the central region of the U.S., but dude, you got to find at least more than one player. This guy has a really interesting name, Cosmo German. He's a relief pitcher, righty from Missouri. Look at all that blue. I feel like I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't at least scout him. I know he's not an outfielder, but I don't mind picking up relievers. Also, I'm going to take a look at Ricky Garlobo. Now, his hits per 9 leave a lot to be desired, as it could be anywhere from a 6 to a 60. He very well might be a relief pitcher if his stamina is where it is. I don't mind drafting this guy. His hits per 9, his Ks per 9, his home runs per 9. He might be fine. Let's see for ourselves. In the previous week, we got swept by the St. Louis Cardinals, but we ended up taking 2 out of 3 from the New York Yankees. I I swear, baseball is a weird thing. Behind me, you can see we took the first 2 games against the Chicago Cubs. Don't care about the lineup. We ended up losing the 3rd. Now we face Boston, which we win the first game and lose the 2nd. As we get ready to start the month of June, we finish May at least on a positive note, 14-13. But we really don't make any ground on anybody, let's be honest. Last place in the division, we're only 7.5 out, which probably speaks more to the other 3 teams in our division, though, again, St. Louis is not that far ahead of us. As far as the National League in general, we are the 2nd worst team. Nationals are now down to 17-39. We've at least got no offensive output up to where we're not getting doubled up. And if you look in the American League, there's 2 teams that are worse than us, so I will more likely to not be simulating through June. This first season is pretty much going to be a wash, let's be honest, but I want to see how guys do their thing, whether they do their thing, or if any guys that get called up end up establishing themselves as future Reds. Check out anything else I have on this channel, including if you need help with sponsorships, I have a video on that. If you need help with the 40-man roster, I got a video on that too. Check it out.